On April 2nd, the Montana Democratic Party, along with a coalition of a few individuals, filed suit against the Secretary of State, contesting 180 of the 7,386 signatures that were certified by the Secretary of State that garnered us ballot access. These 180 signatures are strategically picked out of 9 districts that would put us, if we lost 4, below the number that would require us to qualify. We retained counsel Friday afternoon, about 4 o'clock. We had some difficulty finding counsel that was unaffiliated with the Democratic Party and that was willing to represent us. So that's what took us so long to find counsel. Mr. Quentin Rhodes of Missoula here has graciously agreed to represent us in this matter. We attended hearing Monday, where the Democrats called witnesses and gave testimony in regards to their position. And they still have 1 witness to call I'm sorry, that was Tuesday. The hearing was Tuesday. They still have 1 witness to call this coming Monday when the hearing reconvenes. And then the Secretary of State will be allowed to, will have a chance to call the witnesses, and we will have a chance to call our witnesses as well. That's essentially the overview of what's going on and what this call is about, and I'd love to take any questions anybody has.
Hi, this is Phil Drake with the Great Falls Tribune.
Hi, Phil.
Hello. I saw a tweet by Holly Michaels this morning regarding the Republican Legislative Committee is joining in the suit. Is that correct, or what do you know about that, or do you have comment in terms of what's happening with that?
Yeah, we received the legal paperwork yesterday in the mail as a concerned party, stating that, yes, in fact, the Republican Coordinated Campaign Committee, Legislative Campaign Committee, has filed a motion to intervene as an interested party. The paperwork states that they feel that the Green Party is unable to represent their stake in the matter, their interest in the matter, and that the Secretary of State is also unable to represent their stake in the matter, and that therefore they should be allowed to intervene and defend that stake, which they say is, in fact, the fact that they believe that the Green Party ideologies more closely match the Democratic Party ideologies, and therefore potential voters for the Democratic Party would be more likely to vote for the Green Party. The Green Party feels that this matter should have never been brought in the first place. Our signature count is solid, and those signatures are valid. Those people, 10,000 Montanans signed our petition. They wish to see a Green Party on the ballot. And this petty struggle between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party that is taking place right now, in which they're using us as a pawn, is just horrible behavior. It's the same old political games that they've played for decades, and that the people of Montana and the people of the country in general are tired of happening. The people deserve to be able to be represented by a candidate who adheres to their values, and the behavior of both parties in this matter is an exemplification of the type of behavior that voters are tired of, and they don't feel that these two parties are representing them.
Do you see the Republican move as helping the Green Party?
No, I really don't. We feel that the lawsuit is illegitimate in the first place. There's no legitimate grounds for it. The Republicans getting involved serves to make us look bad amongst the media, at least potentially. It waters down our message. It waters down our stake in this claim. As far as legal matters go, perhaps they have more resources than us, they have more money than us. Perhaps they'll be more likely to be able to hire an attorney, multiple attorneys that can combat Perkins and Coie that the Democrats have brought in. But as far as in general, it's negative for our image, and I feel that even without the Republicans, we're likely to win this suit because the signatures were legitimate. We heard 2 of the 4 witnesses for the Democrats testify that they did in good faith sign our petition. We heard the ex-executive director of the Democratic Party say that he believes that the Green Party poses no threat to the Democrats because we don't garner enough votes because we've been historically marginalized. We feel that our case is strong even without the Republicans, and we worry that them becoming involved will water down our message with the media and the voters.
Danny, this is Peter Christian. When you originally spoke about this, you said that the Democrats, quote, had no standing, end quote, in this lawsuit. Did the judge take that into consideration? And if so, why was the other side allowed to provide all that testimony if indeed the Democrats didn't have any standing? Was there a decision on that?
By agreeing to hear the case and by setting the very, very early hearing date, the court indicated that they do in fact believe the Democrats have standing in this matter. When I said that's my personal opinion. I don't believe they have any standing. This is not about the Democrats. This is about the voters of Montana and about their right to vote for who they feel represents them. The court has indicated that they feel otherwise. We weren't super happy with the behavior of the sitting judge and her refusal to, or not refusal, her tendency to not hear our attorneys and their objections.
Thank you.
This is Eric Whitney at Montana Public Radio. Were any or many of the signatures on the petitions to put the Greens on the ballot, were those gathered by paid signature gatherers?
We don't know. We put out a message to our supporters more than a year ago, online, publicly, everywhere we could get a hold of people, that we needed as much support collecting signatures as we could get. There has been some indication that perhaps there was paid petition gatherers. If there was, we had no knowledge of it. We didn't know it was happening. But we are a grassroots, decentralized organization, and we didn't say, hey, all you petition gatherers, make sure you check in with us before you turn in those signatures. We said, in fact, the opposite. We said, please collect as many signatures as you can, turn them into your local elections officials. Together we can do this. There was no requirement to report into the party. That's not how we work. And so if there was, in fact, paid petition gathering efforts, we had no part in it. We paid no money. We had no money. We have no money. So, yeah, that's where we stand on that matter.
Can you tell me about your candidates?
I can. I'd love to tell you about my candidates. We have 6 candidates filed to run. We have since denounced John Gibney in House District 85. He had made some bigoted, biased comments in an anti-immigration rally. We had asked him to please apologize and denounce those comments. He refused to, and we therefore denounced his candidacy. Our other candidates are all awesome. We have 2 Senate candidates. That's Steve Kelly out of Bozeman. He's a longtime Green Party member. He's an environmentalist. He owns an art gallery. He's an amazing organizer and activist. And he's a really important member of our party. Our other Senate candidate is Tim Adams. There has been some question in the media about his legitimacy as a Green Party candidate. Tim and I have had multiple conversations. We have talked about our politics and our ideals and our beliefs in the things we stand for. And I believe, without a doubt, that Tim his heart's in the right place. He's wanting to represent the people of Montana for good reasons. Yes, he did in fact work for the Republican Party as a data analyst. That he has also donated to Democrats, and he has worked with Forward Montana on the LGBTQ rights, and he worked on the medical marijuana initiative, and he ran as a libertarian. My sense is that Tim is a politically conscious individual who wants to make change in the world and is looking for a political home, as are many of the Montana voters, and they deserve a home.
May I ask another question? This is Peter. If Quentin is there, Mr. Rhodes, she just said, Danny just said that she was not aware, never asked anyone to gather signatures for them. Is that going to is that going to make any difference to the judge, whether they asked for it or not, if it did in fact occur?
Well, we know this case isn't about how the signatures were gathered. There's no Montana state statute that says that anyone can't turn in signatures and gather signatures. It's not really relevant to the court case. It's more a rhetorical point on the case of the Democrats. The court case is about the legitimacy of the 180 contested signatures. We have been reaching out to the people on that list of contested voters. We have been able to contact a little over 20 of them. We've received, and we're still working on that, we've received signed declarations from, we're at about 14 or 15 of them now, declaring that they did in fact, in good faith, sign that petition and that was their signature. We've also got a couple who have a couple of those contested and rejected signatures off the rejected signature list that have agreed to come in and testify to that fact. So watch for that on Monday's hearing.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Holly, Michael, do you have any questions for me?
Nope, everybody has addressed what I was after already. Thank you, though.
Of course.
This is Eric Whitney. I have one more, if I might. Is it your contention that all of the signatures on those petitions on that petition are valid?
It is my contention that all the signatures that the Secretary of State verified were in fact valid. I also believe that at least some of the rejected signatures were also valid. As I said, we have one person off the list of rejected signatures who has agreed to come in and testify in court that he did in fact sign the petition. Whether or not all of the signatures were valid to the letter of the law, likely not. There's always a certain amount of signatures that just they're just not collected carefully, that the signature is illegible, this and that. But I feel that the Secretary of State adequately weeded out all those signatures. They rejected just under 3,000 total of the signatures we turned in. That seems like a reasonable number to have been rejected. We were well over the number, the 5,000 number we needed. We qualified in 38 of the 34 districts, or 38. We only needed 34. The petition effort was in fact successful. The voters of Montana have made their opinions and their voices very clear. They want to see Green Party candidates on the ballot. They believe that it is their right to vote for third-party candidates, and their voices are what matter in this matter. The people who signed that petition deserve to see the Green Party on the ballot, and the Democrats are attacking their rights in this case. They're telling the voters of Montana, no, you don't get to vote for a truly progressive candidate. You get to vote for either us or the Republicans or the Libertarians. That's not fair, it's not democratic, and it's certainly not what they claim to stand for.